Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, more storms move through the bluegrass overnight. Coming up, we'll have the latest on current conditions around central Kentucky.
Also on WKYT, Officer Daniel Ellis will be honored in Washington, D.C. this weekend. And just ahead, how one of his family members will pay their own special tribute to the fallen officer.
And George Zimmerman is back in the headlines. More on his latest controversial decision just ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Kentucky morning start right here on WKYT. We're sure glad you're with us. Here we are on May 12th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It is a first alert severe weather day, so just know that as you prepare for your day today. And I guess the big concern today is flooding.
It is. That has been, of course, the issue that we're now able to focus on. Of course, the tornadoes and the other issues out of western Kentucky earlier in the week. Let's check in now with meteorologist Micah Harris on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day.
Yeah, we do have a flash flood watch in effect for many of us in the viewing area. Central, south, and eastern zones. That's your best chance to actually see some flooding. That's where we have that flood watch in effect through tonight. A couple of showers still making its way through our western zones, but that's fading away. There's some good news for us, and I expect that whole system to fade away as we go throughout the morning hours. Then once we hit late afternoon, early evening, that's when your front slides toward us, and that'll give us on and off thunderstorms in towards your afternoon and evening. Obviously, flooding is going to be our main concern, but we still can't rule out an isolated severe cell. I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to show you hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
And Micah, we'll see you then. We thank you very much. More storms, as Micah was saying, are on the way. Certainly more rain. Many areas of central Kentucky already dealing with flooding and some storm damage.
Yeah, WKYT's Caitlin Sentner has more with our first alert weather coverage. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Michelle. A couple days in a row, we're waking up to wet roads after those storms overnight. And if you take a look at Main Street, lots of traffic going by here, but those roads are a little bit slick. Now, in flood-prone areas throughout central Kentucky, people may either be waking up to those flooded areas or see standing water reappear later today with those storms ahead in the forecast. Tweets and Facebook messages were coming in yesterday with reports of storm damage. One tweet from southern Madison County reported a tree blocking Paint Lick Road. We spoke with dispatch this morning, and that tree has been moved, but we're told that part of the county is still experiencing standing water. And in Estill County, state transportation actually closed a stretch of Red Lick Road because of high waters. People living nearby tell us this isn't the first time it's flooded.
It gets deeper, yeah. So as the rain increases, we typically see it come up over the fences down in this bottomland here.
Now, on my way into work, I live in the Lexington area. I was driving down Todd's Road and saw some standing water. Now, if you're not paying attention, it definitely does sneak up on you. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
This weekend, the name of a fallen Richmond police officer will be added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. Officer Daniel Ellis was killed in the line of duty last November. During this weekend's ceremonies, his cousin, Hannah Ellis, will perform a song that she wrote in memory just days after his funeral.
Oh, I kissed you goodbye 1,000 times, but never like I'm doing right now. Oh, with 21 shots going up for the officer down.
Beautiful. The titled Officer Down, Hannah Ellis wrote the song from the perspective of Daniel Ellis's wife, Katie. She says she hopes the lyrics resonate with people all around the world.
It's really amazing to see people that don't know Daniel or Katie or anybody in the Ellis family be moved by this song. Pray for a miracle, and you didn't come back around. It brings back those memories really vividly.
Hannah Ellis's song will be released on iTunes tonight at midnight.
And WKYT is covering, of course, the events in Washington this weekend of the name being added there, Daniel Ellis's name being named to the National Memorial there.
Yeah, it's so amazing just to watch Katie, his wife, just to see her overcome this.
Strong woman, yeah.
This morning, Donald Trump heads to Capitol Hill to meet with Republican leaders.
While the presumptive GOP nominee works to unite his party, Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is blasting Trump as unelectable. Hannah Daniels has the latest now on the campaign.
Donald Trump heads to Washington today, looking to build unity with Republican leaders skeptical of his candidacy. Among them, House Speaker Paul Ryan, who last week indicated he was not ready to endorse Trump. On Wednesday, he struck a different tone.
We just need to get to know each other. The goal here is to unify the various wings of the party around common principles so we can go forward unified.
At the top of Trump's agenda today, fundraising. After long boasting about self-funding his campaign, sources tell CBS News the billionaire candidate is in the process of finalizing a joint fundraising deal with the RNC to help raise close to $1 billion for the general election. Yesterday, Trump sounded optimistic about the path ahead.
I have a lot of respect for Paul Ryan. If we make a deal, that'll be great. And if we don't, we will trudge forward like I've been doing and winning, all the time.
Campaigning in New Jersey, Hillary Clinton continued to brand her likely Republican opponent as unelectable.
I think advocating torture, that's a loose cannon. Saying we should pull out of NATO, that's a loose cannon.
Despite trailing far behind Clinton in the delegate count, rival Bernie Sanders maintains the Democratic race is not over. A recent poll shows the Vermont senator beating Trump in 3 swing states in November, while the same survey finds Clinton and Trump running neck and neck. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Trump will also be sitting down with the RNC chairman, Reince Priebus, and some other key congressional leaders, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Well, longtime CBS News 60 Minutes correspondent Morley Safer is calling it a career. The 84-year-old announced yesterday he is retiring from CBS. He's been on the news magazine 60 Minutes for 46 years. In a statement, Safer said he's had a wonderful run, but it's time for him to say goodbye. Safer joined 60 Minutes as a full-time correspondent in 1970, just 2 years after the show premiered. It makes him the longest-serving correspondent in the history of 60 Minutes. CBS will air an hour-long special on his career Sunday night after 60 Minutes. You'll be able to see that here on WKYT. An amazing career it was. Also new this morning, Kentucky State Police spent several hours cleaning up after a semi overturned on Interstate 75. That happened around 9 o'clock last night near mile marker 35, that is just south of London. Police say because the semi overturned off the roadway, traffic was not impacted. The driver suffered some minor injuries, but is expected to be okay. Police are not sure what led to that crash. Lexington police say one person was injured in a late-night crash involving a Lextran bus near Transylvania University. That happened around 11 on North Broadway near Loudon Avenue. Police say the cause of the crash is still under investigation this morning, but one person suffered a broken arm.
A Montgomery County school bus driver arrested for a DUI while on the job is expected to be arraigned today. 59-year-old Brian Fletcher is charged with driving a commercial vehicle under the influence. According to his arrest citation, he was driving a school bus when he was arrested at Camargo Elementary School last month.
Camargo, there, you're right, over in Montgomery County. Well, George Zimmerman is auctioning off the gun that he used to kill Trayvon Martin. The former Florida Neighborhood Watch volunteer says he just got the Kel-Tec 9mm back from the Justice Department. Bidding will start at $5,000. Zimmerman has said he was defending himself when he shot and killed Martin, an unarmed black 17-year-old. He was acquitted in 2012. The shooting sparked protests and a national debate about race relations.
We now know more about the case against 2 people charged in connection to a string of arsons in central Kentucky. Now, as we told you yesterday on WKYT this morning, police arrested 38-year-old John Roth and a 17-year-old. Police made the arrest after Roth tried selling some stolen items from a Madison County home at a pawn shop in Nicholasville. Police say that home on Jacks Creek Road was broken into and set on fire Monday. The homeowner says his neighbor saw someone matching Roth's description the morning of the fire.
She said they were just driving really slow, which would mean they would have had to been looking back behind them to make sure the house caught fire, and they weren't concerned about getting away from a burglary. They were making sure that the arson had worked.
Police say Ross had been out on parole after an arson conviction in Jefferson County. Right now, he's charged with receiving stolen property, and the 17-year-old is charged with arson and burglary. They think the pair could also be behind arsons and burglaries in Fayette, Scott, Jessamine, and Garrett counties.
Police have arrested a woman in connection to a deadly crash in Rowan County earlier this month. Moorhead police have charged Sabra McCarty with murder and wanton endangerment. They say her car crashed into another car on Highway 32 the morning of May 1st. Investigators say the driver of the other car, 23-year-old Sarah Caudle, was killed, and a passenger in McCarty's car was injured. Friends say Caudle had recently graduated from Moorhead State University. She was on her way home from the annual MSU Gala at the time of the crash. Time this morning is 5:41, and it's time to check live drive traffic this morning, see if there are any issues out there. And here is a look right now at lots of clean and green, as we say, with current traffic. No reports of any major problems. Do watch for ponding of water. Even Micah was mentioning as he drove in here very early this morning to keep watch in the overnight hours. Just along Liberty Road in some areas on the east part of town, there can be big ponds of water, and if you hit those, you can easily go out of control. So everybody be careful with that this morning. Turn around, don't drown if you're in any of those areas, certainly where water is covering the roads. But it looks good right now with no major issues. Still a lot more coming up for you Thursday morning on WKYT.
Coming up, a golden retriever shows incredible determination just to see his friends. We'll show you how after the break.
Showers outside early this morning. It looks like that severe weather threat will continue for today, but it's more about the flooding concerns. I'm going to show you when that comes in, when it moves on out, and when we finally get a break in the action. Coming up next. Still looking at those showers outside early this morning as that tries to move on through. This looks like it's kind of fading away too, so I don't see it fully fading away throughout the next couple of hours, so we still have some time to actually push some showers here across 68 and also that 150 corridor as you make your way back toward Danville, Junction City, and also holding on to Perryville. Looking at a few showers too. Junction City not there just yet. But if it sticks together, it actually makes its way into your neck of the woods here in just about 5-10 minutes. But yeah, right over Marion County is the wet spot early this morning. On and off storms through your day. Let me take you through it hour by hour because we're going to be discussing what we're going to be looking at throughout your afternoon off into the evening. That's your best bet. Now, if you're talking about storm impacts, high winds, not very impactful. Remember, today is a low-end severe weather threat. Just like yesterday. Yesterday we did have a couple of warnings as we headed off toward the evening and night, but for the most part we really didn't get many reports out of any of this. Main threat today is going to be flooding. Okay, so it's increased the past couple of days, and I spoke about this on Monday that flooding wasn't a major concern the next couple of days. It was really today and off into tonight that I expected some of this flooding to come, and here we are, just adding up those rainfall totals. Tornadic activity is very low, and Michelle was asking me about it this morning. Are we going to be seeing tornadoes today? I never rule out tornadoes. It's rare for me to ever rule out tornadoes because I've been through so many events where it's just like, okay, there's no chance of tornadoes. It's only high winds, and all of a sudden you get a little spin up here or there. So you can never rule those out, but it's extremely low. All right, let's talk about noontime because I expect anywhere from 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. to be mainly dry, not fully dry, but mainly dry. Here's noontime and a couple of showers down toward the southeast, but for the most part, we're mainly dry. Look toward 4 p.m. though. Look at those storms nudging in here from the southwestern areas. And once we get towards your 5, 6 p.m., so 4 p.m., kids coming home, for the most part, it looks dry as of right now, for the most part, but I still can't rule out about a 30-40% chance of rain at that time. I would say it comes after that, 5, 6 p.m., when you guys come back home from work. Here comes some storms flying back into the forecast. 8, 9 p.m., trying to head out to dinner. Well, guess what? We have more thunderstorms in the forecast, but you can see it's bits and pieces. It's not one line pushing on through, and that will give us the opportunity to throw off a few flood warnings here and there. We are under that flash flood watch all the way through tonight, so really it's the heavy downpours we're going to be watching very closely. Tomorrow, finally, we get a break in the forecast, ladies and gentlemen. That's what everybody asks me when we go out I was at the grocery store. I was at a school talk yesterday at Cassidy, which I do have video coming up. And everybody says, when do we get a break? You guys have been under a first alert severe weather day for 3 consecutive days. 3 days straight we have had thunderstorms, not just thunderstorms, but strong to severe thunderstorms. And we're going to have that chance again today. So we finally get a break tomorrow. Chilly showers possible there for the first half of your Saturday. That means 5Ks going on, could be a little bit wet, but second half looks pretty good. And possible frost. Sunday morning.
Did you tell her to mention dry day Friday?
I know, yes.
That's
we
my
need to
chant
do
for the
that.
next day and a half.
It looks pretty good, yeah, tomorrow. Absolutely.
One day to enjoy, I guess, in all of that, you know. Okay, we'll get we'll get back on track here before long. Thank you. 5:48 is our time right now.
For some pet owners, finding the right daycare is a relief, but one North Carolina woman's dog may love his daycare a bit too much.
A golden retriever named Riley has been going to Happy Dogs daycare for nearly 5 years. Well, last week, instead of taking him to the doggy daycare, Riley's owner left him in the yard while she slept. And that's when Riley decided quite otherwise. After popping the fence lock, Riley ran straight to the daycare, nearly a mile away, to be among friends, right? Workers say everybody got a kick out of his adventure and let him stay for free for the rest of the day.
Well, look at there. They say golden retrievers are smart.
That's right. Just knows where he belongs during the daytime. All right. Hey, it's good to have you with us here on WKYT this morning.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
We'll be checking traffic again, see how things are moving along, keeping you, of course, updated on the weather situation today. And it's so good to have you with us on WKYT this morning. Hey, good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning at 5:52. Rise and shine, even though the sun is going to be obscured again today out there.
You just have to be mentally prepared.
I tell you, we're going to have to get through this. Tomorrow looks good.
Yeah, it does.
In the forecast.
Dry day Friday. So let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on at this hour.
Former President Bill Clinton will be returning to Kentucky today. He'll be campaigning for his wife Hillary for president. He'll be making stops in Owensboro, Frankfort, and in Prestonsburg. His visit comes just a few days ahead of Kentucky's primary, which is next Tuesday.
Presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump heads to Washington today in an effort to build unity with key Republican leaders.
He'll be meeting with House Speaker Paul Ryan, and he'll also sit down with the RNC chair, Reince Priebus, and with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Authorities in Massachusetts are reviewing the level of force used to apprehend a man who led police on a multi-state chase yesterday. Helicopter video shows officers pummeling 50-year-old Richard Simon after he apparently surrendered in New Hampshire. Simone, who was already wanted for assault and larceny, is now facing additional charges related to the chase.
A team of U.S. researchers studied the eating habits of 90,000 nurses over 20 years.
And they found that consuming a lot of fruit during adolescence was linked to a 25% lower risk of breast cancer in middle age. Apples, bananas, and grapes appeared to have the greatest benefit.
And new research shows there's been an overall drop in stroke hospitalizations. However, there's been an increase among young people and African Americans. Doctors believe preventative efforts are working with seniors, but urge people of all ages to learn ways of preventing strokes. Let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic. Not much going on out there on the roadways right now, but just so you know, there is flooding issues in certain spots, so just be careful as you head out this morning. Time to check with what's making news online this morning. Bill joins us now with what's happening on the net.
Now, the weather has our attention there as well on WKYT.com. It is a first alert severe weather day as we track more storms and showers that could result in more flooding in parts of Kentucky. You'll find Micah's forecast, real-time observations, and of course the active watches and warnings as well right there on our homepage. So anytime, just go right there and you'll get the information you need. And it turns out it was an EF3 tornado that hit Mayfield Tuesday. Damage estimates already in the millions of dollars. 10 people also had some injuries. A total of 4 tornadoes touched down in western Kentucky. That's now confirmed by the National Weather Service. Former President Bill Clinton returning to Kentucky today, campaigning for his wife Hillary ahead of the primary Tuesday. Our web poll shows most of those taking part predict that Bernie Sanders will carry Kentucky in the upcoming primary. Also on WKYT.com, a lot of construction has been going on around UK, and now we have word that starting Monday, Avenue of Champions from South Limestone to Lexington Avenue will be closed for 2 months. We have details on that and an update on those projects online this morning. WKYT covering the Richmond police officers who have gone to Washington to add the name of fellow officer Daniel Daniel Ellis to a national memorial. We'll have that story of that special song that was going to be played there as well. You can check that out on our website. On Kentucky.com, a couple of new restaurants now taking shape out at Fayette Mall. Work continuing on the new BJ's Restaurant and Brew House and on the Oak Springs Grill. And CBS This Morning is coming up shortly at 7 with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. Hey, join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
Yeah, we still have a few showers back toward the west, and look, those are fading away. There's some good news, but the problem is we still have some rain as we go through your day, too. So it's not over when that fades away. We actually have a flash flood watch in effect. This goes through tonight. I'm going to show you when I expect those heavy thunderstorms moving on in. Are we going to be feeling severe storms out of this? And also, when do we get a break? Because we need it. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to show you that in your forecast, also your weekend. Possible frost in your forecast. It's May 12th. I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. We'll see you back here coming up at the top of the hour.